All right, get in here, y'all. Every single one of you. I hope you had an incredible weekend. We have got to walk through what's going to be amazing nightcap to the entire weekend because it turns out the far left woke ideology is a little unpopular and kind of on the chopping block with one of the dim leaders who pretty much has sway over the whole party in one way or another. This one, you're going to laugh a little bit. And I'm also going to show you exactly where the DNC and the Democrats are going to go next to try to trick you and your friends into voting for them. Y'all, these things don't happen in a vacuum, and we're going to walk through all of it right now. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. We are on a quest for freedom on this channel, and if you have not been here before, please consider joining us as we march forward, much like Washington across the Delaware, except a lot less dangerous and nowhere near as cool. All right. Let's get into this. Make sure the audio video is good. Looks like it is excellent. Let's get into this. My beautiful, beautiful bastions of freedom. We are going to have some fun together. Okay, so as I said in the introduction, we're going to go through woke getting put on a chopping block like a a chicken or a turkey getting ready for Thanksgiving. Because I'm telling you, that is on the chopping block. This dim Civil War thing is happening. Even though for the last 2 or 3 days it's been 24/7 nonstop, Epstein, Schmepstein. But anyway, other than that, I'm also going to show you where we're going next. Because one of the things that's really important on this channel is I try to show you the trends that I notice and I pay attention to so you can see what's happening next. Where to position yourself. The old Wayne Gretzky, don't go where the puck is, go where the puck is going. I'm going to tell you all of it right now. All right, let's get into this. Looks like you guys are ready to rock. I got the emojis, the chats, the comments, all the good things, and the interactions with the stream. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. This is going to be make you smile right here. This is a leftist account. And so I swear to you, I know that every single Democrat and every single poster on X and Facebook and everyone is talking about Epstein for the last 2 days because they had to shift away from the shutdown because they were getting their face stomped. All right, look at this. Congratulations, Democrats. Americans wholly believe you lost the shutdown because you caved. This is a leftist account on X. This is not a right account. This is not me. This is a leftist account. Trump and Republicans ending the shutdown. Who got more of what they wanted? 55% believe Trump and the Republicans kicked their butts. 6% said Democrats, so no one. 15% both equally and 24% neither. Y'all, game, set, match on this bad boy. There's a reason they shifted gears so quickly. In fact, they're doing a little bit of a dual shift, and I'm going to show it to you right now because I honestly don't know where you're going to get this coverage and this observation. I honestly don't, because when you're looking at these two things, they typically try to stay on one when they're doing these little shifts. They're doing two actively. All right, let's get into it. I got some more interesting stuff for you. As you guys get in here, of course, thank you so much for the comments, chats, emojis. It makes the world go round, and now we got to talk about David Hogg, because I swear to God, sometimes this kid, he's like 20s, he's almost 30. Sometimes he just confounds me. A lot of times, it just annoys me to no end. But listen to this. Even centuries later, they continue to prove why the revolution was needed. Truly remarkable. Okay, I'm going to show you what he's talking about in one split second. So the revolution, getting away from Britain, American Revolution, establishing our own sovereignty, basically getting the Bill of Rights several years later after the Constitution, and then preventing the idea of tyranny, of which Davy Hogg consistently advocates for through a more socialist democratic approach. Universal health care, gun control, all the different pieces to his little ideology. He's posting about the UK setting to introduce a milkshake tax. A milkshake tax. So, not the egregious affront to our population, not the taxation without representation, not the egregious quartering of soldiers without permission and spying, all these different things. None of those things. No. The milkshake tax. Pause for dramatic effect. Y'all, these are our opponents. All right, enough of you guys are in here. We're almost at 1,000 in the live stream. Let's get into it. I would be remiss if I did not bring you the happenings this evening to wrap the weekend. Listen to this, James Carville. Okay, if you are not familiar with James Carville, he is one of the old guys from Louisiana in the Democrat Party. He is like literally the quintessential establishment. involved with Bill Clinton, all the power brokers. Everyone in the DNC knows who this guy is and talks to him regularly. He's not the woke ideology leftist. He's not the new AOC. He's not the Bernie Sanders. He is the old guard of the Democrat Party. Okay? When he speaks, the Democrat Party listens. Now, this is the part where woke gets put on said chopping block ready for Thanksgiving. Listen to what he says in this interview on Fox News that happened today. I'm pretty sure you didn't see it on CNN, MSNBC, or CBS. Listen to this, and thank you for the emojis. I see them flying in.
Becomes destructive to the other parts, then it's time to reconsider your relationship with it. Now, the identity left, which I call it, or you can call it woke. I hate the word woke for good reasons, but I'm going to go into them right now. I think we have to not just say, well, you lost, you know you lost, so we're just going to move on. We might just have to affirmatively attack it because it was so stupid and it was so unpopular and no one wanted to use that kind of language. And it was a giant mistake. That's all I can say. It caused real damage to our electoral process. No one uses it anymore. So people say, "Oh no, James, just declare victory and walk away and be nice." And that's one option. The other option is to say this was a really, really stupid era in a wing of Democratic politics that caused irreparable harm to the party. That's pretty close to my view. When one part...
Okay, I could do an entire 8-minute video on that 1 minute and 4 seconds clip. Let's just break down a couple points of this that are so incredibly important. Because y'all, all these details are massively important. Let me start with the most important part. He didn't say it as it was, but he said, "Oh, James, when people call me, James, just take victory and let it go and just walk away." That means people are calling him in the DNC and the Democrat power brokers saying that woke is dead, no one's using it anymore, and just let it go and declare victory. I'll play the clip again in a second. But that doesn't happen unless there are deeper, broader conversations that are happening inside the DNC to say woke is completely dead. We lost and caused irreparable harm to the DNC. That is actually factual. Okay? That does not happen. They do not call him. They don't say just let it go. No, he wants to burn the ground that it walked on. But they're saying don't do that. Just let it lie because you won. That means the conversations are happening. Y'all, when I'm telling you that the left is absolutely at war with itself, when you have the far left progressives going at it with the AOCs, the Bernie Sanders, the Chris Murphys, because he's trying to do that, the Elizabeth Warrens, the Hakeem Jeffries, the Ro Khannas, all of them, the Pramila Jayapal, they're all trying to posture as bigger than they are to try to push the Democratic Party further to the left, which happened under the Biden administration when he was out to lunch and the auto pin was going down and the entire aid apparatus was running the whole country. This is what he's talking about. The far left progressive wokeism, that is what sent the country in the direct opposite direction. Okay? That is why he's going after them so hard, because the woke language, the woke identity politics, and the woke left. Y'all, you're seeing it right now, and not the things that they overtly say, but in the things that have to happen in order for them to say that. All right? I'm going to play the clip again and listen to the same details, and we will stop it if something else strikes me that I forgot.
The coalition becomes destructive to the other parts, then it's time to reconsider your relationship with it. Now, the identity left, which I call it, or you can call it woke. I hate the word woke for good reasons, but I'm going to go into them right now. I think we have to not just say, well, you lost, you know you lost, so we're just going to move on. We might just have to affirmatively attack it because it was so stupid and it was so unpopular and no one wanted to use that kind of language. And it was a giant mistake.
Okay. Again, sorry, I had to hear it again to get to the first point I wanted to hit. When he's talking about no one wanted to say it and it was dramatically unpopular, he was talking about the things that were forced social controls, okay? Like calling Latin people Latinx or Latinx, right? You can't call them Latinas, you can't call them Latins, you got to call them Latinx because that's the new hot verbiage released from the ivory towers. You got to do the culture warrior stuff about the men and women's sports and the men and women's bathrooms and all this. You had to make these huge wars about all that. You had to call it the right thing. You can't call them illegal aliens. You got to call them undocumented asylum seekers, right? He, she pronouns, all of it. Incredibly unpopular. No. Stop it. Defunding the police. All of these things were coming from the woke identitarian left. That's what he's referring to. And the other piece, again, I'm going to reinforce this because it's such a key point. You have to understand what's happening right now. People are telling you to let it go, but I want to affirmatively address it and say what a giant mistake it was. Do you think, actually, you know what? Let's go big for this part while you guys are getting in here. Do you think that the AOC wing of the party, the media, the Zoran Mamdanis, the Bernie Sanders, you really think that they're just going to go, oh, you're right. You're perfectly, you know what? You're right. We don't want to go down the woke cultural issues that all led to social control, which was socialism and communism dressed up in verbiage control. We don't want to do that in reality. So we should probably just moderate. Or do you think that they're more likely to do that age-old thing that socialists like to do, where they say, no, socialism is great. It's failed 100 years in a row, and it's only killed about 100 million people in total by their own governments, but they just weren't doing it right. I'll do it right. Y'all. All right. Listen, I think we've landed the plane on this point. Let me hear you in the comments over here. The chats, the emojis, all the comments are so helpful. I got some super chats to get over here. All right, we got Bonnie Mitchell with a $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Bonnie. I appreciate you very, very much. And one more from someone named KN with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. You guys both supporting the stream, but nothing to say. I accept all of these things. Thank you for those hearts, hundreds. Let's get it. No more identity politics. Says no more BS, please. A name could not be more accurate for that comment. Dan says he got the notification late. Fear not. This is the live stream. We will prevail. All right. Here we go. If you guys are new, like, subscribe, share, join the party. I just showed you one thing that's happening. This one we've been talking about for like 9 to 12 months. The Civil War piece, the left woke getting isolated by the Democratic power brokers, the woke left going after the Schumers and the establishment Democrats for the shutdown failures, and then the entire American population completely and totally blaming the Democrats, which is right, by the way. But now I'm going to show you something else that's happening. I've done this. I have a pretty decent history with this. Whenever there's something that happens again and again and again and again from multiple different media, from multiple different politicians, saying the same thing but saying it differently, you know that the talking point just went out and this is where they're going to go. All right, watch it. You're probably going to hear this here and the media will catch up because this is what's going to happen. All right, so here you go. Honestly, it's already happening. Hakeem Jeffries, this is the leader in the House, still recovering and walking on crutches after he got his butt kicked from the Republicans in the House and in the Senate. The Trump economy is a disaster. House Republicans continue to bury their hands in the sand. Sycophants. That's whatever. It's all about money, economy, affordability. And this is the important piece. And this is where it's going. I've got all these different clips. I'm going to show you all of it together. Guys, I'm trying to weave a tapestry of freedom. Let me know if I'm landing this plane in the comments. So, here's the thing. When you were around for the Biden administration, you guys all were. I mean, it was, we were old enough to remember it. One of the big things that consistently happened in the Biden administration that backfired tremendously was when they talked about affordability and inflation and the economy and the pricing of goods, services, and housing, all those, the groceries, all those things, all the consumables, right? When they openly looked at you and said, no, it's perfectly fine. We have the greatest economy in the world. You're just dumb. Well, that worked out. They may have actually learned because now they're trying to twist the affordability race. Don't worry. The Republicans are doing the same thing. Wait, did I hit the wrong button? Whatever. I'm still talking. It's all good. All right. Now let's keep on going. This, guys, I'm telling you, I swear they line up and they just start parroting. Kirsten Gillibrand, Senator. President Trump drove up healthcare costs, slapped the Trump tariff tax on everyday goods, and cut safety nets for struggling Americans. He claims there's no affordability crisis, but working Americans know he's the one fueling the fire. Y'all, I've got more. Here's the CNN clip she's posting. Again, this is the media. The people claiming prices are lower are not actually buying their groceries or finding the cheapest place to get their car fixed. They need to walk in our shoes. Yeah, it's pricey. It's been pricey since the Biden administration. It's been pricey since the old COVID followed by the Fauci ouchie. But this is what's happening. This is where they're going. They are going to try to pin the same thing that was pinned on the Biden administration because they actively did it. And now they're trying to pin it on the Trump administration. There is nothing new under the sun. They do not know how to be original. All right. Don't believe me? Let's keep on going to Fox News. Let's watch this.
Well, it's an admission that the tariffs were taxes, which the argument that the administration has been making since they got into office was this is going to be a boon for you. And the American public is saying, actually, no, I go to the grocery store and everything is more expensive. I think that the president and the administration at large has had a really bad couple of weeks. There were the electoral losses. On top of it, the waffling on whether he thinks affordability matters or not. And I thought his interview with Laura Ingraham, there were a couple stumbles that have really hurt him, not only on the economic front, dismissing people's concerns, but on H-1B visas, for instance, the Epstein files issue coming up as well. And you see the base of the party, the Marjorie Taylor Greenes of the world, up to the more moderate folks that signed on because they thought that he was going to give them relief at the grocery store, all saying no to this. He's minus 15 on handling the economy at this point. And the Democrats proved that last Tuesday night or 2 Tuesdays ago, that they're more trusted on who can keep your money in your pocket and maybe even get you some more.
Yeah, and we'll get to.
Okay, I mean, laying on a little bit thick there, Jess. The American people believe the Democrats can and they will give them more. Well, okay, that might be a bit of a stretch. Anyway, I got a super chat right here. KN with another super chat, $5. The Democrats are petulant 3-year-old children throwing a temper tantrum until they get their way, and they don't care who they annoy or harm to get it. Please see earlier video today where Chris Murphy said they're going to hurt people. I mean, it's on camera. Anyway, good super chat. Thank you, KN. So, this is the point. I just showed you, and I've got more of them. Hakeem Jeffries hits the economy and affordability. Kirsten Gillibrand, economy and affordability. CNN, economy and affordability. Jessica Tarlov, economy and affordability. Look, Senator Amy Klobuchar. Let's see what they're saying on MSDNC.
Food prices are not way down, and there are other bad signs. Example, the housing market. Foreclosures jumping to 20% in October. Employers are warning next spring's college graduate hiring market could be even worse than this year's. Seasonal hiring is at its weakest since the Great Recession. And
Very interesting how all of a sudden we've shifted from the Democrats are absolutely dog crap, got smoked in the shutdown deal that they started. Now we're going immediately into overdrive, Epstein and economy. You see how it shifted? That thing that happened literally, it happened on Sunday night, literally 7 days ago. That's how long when the shutdown cave happened. 2 days of them kicking their own faces in, stepping in mud pies everywhere, and now all of a sudden it's Democrats and media immediately shift and go full throttle on economy, on affordability, and on Epstein. Anything and everything to talk about what just happened 7 days ago. You'll have to see this for what it is. They are throwing everything at the wall, and they are trying their real damnedest to do it. And let me tell you, if Trump gets away with all the stuff that he's doing with the deals for the insurance premiums and giving money to people directly, that's going to turn this thing around real quick. And I got one more tab, and then I'm going to wrap something up with that around the whole turning around versus where we are thing. Bear with me. Watch this. This is Fox News. Listen, I'm telling you, everything is going to be affordability and economy because they shifted it away from crime, which was a big deal. Remember Irina Zaruska? Yeah, do you remember that name? That girl got stabbed on the bus in the neck, and that disappeared all of a sudden. Charlie Kirk got assassinated by being shot in the neck. All of a sudden, boom, done, gone. That didn't happen anymore. Now you got the shutdown. Now you got the affordability economy. Now you got the Epstein. Like, literally, guys, you're literally watching PR and propaganda going full blast. It's happening. I'm trying my very best to steer through the asteroid field. I'm like Han Solo with Chewie screaming behind me. I mean, like, never tell me the odds. But that's what's happening. Anyway. Until the United States rids itself of Donald Trump, everything will be bad and expensive. Subtle. That's it. That's the whole thing. He needs to go away. We need better and different leadership. This is an unaffordable economy. Y'all, some are more articulate than others. Some are a little more veiled than others. But dear God, everything will be bad and expensive. Listen, if you think that Trump has been in office for 10 months now, And he's the reason that everything's more expensive when Biden literally went through 4 years of it being incredibly hella expensive and then literally kicked out of the office and his entire party because of a combination of the expense, the writing it off, and all the woke ideology stuff that James Carville is saying put on the chopping block. Literally, it is propaganda full blast. And on a personal note, all the squabbling on the right is not helping any of this. I mean, candidly. That's why I don't get involved in it. It's like, that's not helpful. But let me play this clip. Watch this.
We are headed for what I'm calling, Maria, the $10 a pound reality. By third quarter of 26, families are going to see $10 a pound ground beef in the grocery store. So we're in for a bit of a haul here. I don't believe we'll see price come down in any meaningful way until sometime in 2027.
Price won't come down sometime in 2027. Well, that's a coincidental year. Why do you bet that that year is, oh my God, that's the first year after an election? That's weird. Yeah, sorry, the wonders never cease. But in a moment of pure, candid truth, honestly, if you see $10 a pound ground beef, we're in a whole different problem. I mean, honestly, that's like hyperinflation levels. $10 per pound of square ground. Oh my God. Why do I keep on saying squared? $10 per pound ground beef. Buckle up if that goes down, because I'm going to be fishing a whole lot more. Anyway, this is the whole point. What I'm showing you and I'm trying to articulate, and if you guys see the message, you see the plan, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. I am trying my damnedest to show you what they're doing amongst a sea of BS. Okay? Here's what's happening across the board. This one right here, and I'm going to just do a real quick recap, high level for your friends. Ending the shutdown, who got more of what they wanted? Trump and Republicans win. Democrats 6%. Easy. They had to shift on that. They had to shift hard. So then there you go. You got woke ideology in the Democrat DNC fighting itself, establishment versus woke protest wing. Got to distract from that. Here you go. 2.5 days of nonstop Epstein. By the way, no new information came out. Just more Epstein. Trump economy affordability. 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 $10 square pound beef. Whatever I was trying to say. Like, y'all, you are being victimized, honest to God, by some of the most intense propaganda that I've ever seen. And I've lived through the Obama administration. I've lived through the Biden administration. I mean, like, we are in the middle of significant amounts of propaganda. But hopefully, we'll get through this together. I know we will. I feel very confident with it. But make no mistake, they are shifting. They are going towards economy and affordability, and they are going towards Epstein as a distractor side dish. They know that's not going to come out to anything, so they're going to go after economy and affordability, and they're going to try to build themselves as the brand to make everything better. That's what they're going to try to do. But anyway, I hope I landed this plane. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. We spent a lot of time together. I'm glad for those moments. Cherish them, if you will. Listen, I love each and every one of you just the right amount that makes you feel comfortable, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.